What is up, everybody? Today we're talking about Pharrell telling Trump to stop playing happy and more on Black Hollywood Live's The Trend. What's up, everybody? Welcome to BHL's The Trend. I'm your host, Derrial, Christon. Joining me today is Courtney, Stewart.
What's up, everybody?
And our very special guest, you're watching this music video right now, Raheem Devaughn is in the house.
What's
giving
up,
us that
what's
sultry soul up in the house.
What's happening, man?
Sultry soul R&B love, bringing it back. I'm feeling that track, man.
Thank you, bro.
Don't come easy.
Yeah.
Don't come easy.
Yeah, man.
And what's the meaning behind Don't Come Easy?
I mean, you know, it's one of those to bring people together. Records, you know, it's a reminder to those, you know, dealing with matters of the heart to fight for the things that matter most to you. You know, the things that we do to get that person we got to do to keep them. You know, you got to put in that. You got to put in that work.
Put in that work.
Put in that work. In and out of the bedroom.
Hey,
you know?
I hear that.
Across the board.
He's like, you got to cover
Praise
all
the
the
Lord.
grounds.
Praise the Lord, y'all.
You're all right over there, Courtney?
Yeah.
So you got a little shiny on the side, Court.
And I'm down with the Me Too movement, Courtney. So have no fear. Have no fear.
Have no fear, Courtney. I ain't never seen Courtney so giggly at the top of the show.
Y'all hilarious. I'm recovering.
Yeah, right.
I'm good.
Well, we're glad to have you in the house, brother.
Thank you,
I've been
man.
following your music for a while and always impressed with your sound. So I was happy when we found out that we were able to book you today for the show.
Solid, man.
And I'm feeling those glasses too.
Oh, thank you, man.
Good
Courtesy of Kazal. Shout out to Kazal.
Shout out, I'm gonna have to send me some of those.
Yeah,
man.
y'all gotta
for
send me some
real.
more. Y'all gotta send me some more gear, man. Shout out to Kazal. Send me some more pieces, please, my friend. All right.
I feel that. Well, we're going to talk to you about your music and a lot more stuff towards the end of the show.
Okay.
But we're going to get into some hot topics of the week.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm
some
here
hot
for it.
topics. Hot topics. So the first one is a hot topic about a hot lady who is doing big things in Hollywood. Miss Keisha Sharp, you guys, has purchased the rights to John Williams' biography of Eartha Kitt. And so she has partnered, she's going to partner with her husband and produce and star in the biopic for Eartha Kitt, coming soon to a theater near you.
I feel like that's a good match. You know, Keisha is a BHL fan, and she's been on our show several times. You should check out our interview we did with her. She always brings it in, and I'm proud of her. You know, she's been working and killing it. So.
Yeah, and she's been working a lot, like kind of on the low for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yes,
but she's been around and in the business for 20 years or so.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of cool that and this is a story that has not really been told.
Right. Yeah, I haven't seen the Eartha Kitt.
Yeah,
that's really
and it's she was saying one of the quotes that Keisha actually said when she was interviewed about getting the rights to the book is she said, quote, "People don't mention her name in the same conversation with the icons of Hollywood, but she belongs there." The biggest star at the time, Orson Welles, called Eartha Kitt the most exciting woman in the world, and it was for a good reason. So there's a lot of layers to Eartha Kitt's story that we don't all really know about
Yeah.
that she wants to be able to bring to screen. So I'm thinking people are going to be like, "Whoa, I had no idea."
Yeah, and Keisha's right because you know when we think about the icons, I mean the black community. I think we've talked about Eartha Kitt obviously a lot, but I think that the mainstream community, you don't hear her name as much when you think of they talk about Dorothy Dandridge. You've heard her,
Yeah.
and those type of icons, but you don't really hear about Eartha.
And for our culture, it's so important that we protect the integrity and protect the narrative
There you go.
of our existence.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree, especially right now.
Yeah, so what better hands than them to put this project in,
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it.
I'm excited. I cannot wait because I love Eartha Kitt. All right, guys. So speaking of protecting ourselves and our lives and the world that we live in. Shout out to Oprah, y'all, because she got me out of the bed this morning because she was preaching on TV. She has made her way to Georgia, my home state, and she is stomping the ground for Stacey Abrams, who is running for governor. She would be the first black woman governor in the country ever.
Which is crazy.
Which is nuts. It's 2018. We haven't had a black woman governor anywhere. So it's a really tight race. I don't know how much y'all know about what's going on down there, but it's some real retro voter rights being like just cut up, thrown out the door, trashed, put down the toilet like it's 1945. They are... Well, the guy that she is running against, whose name I won't say because I don't like him, has
we don't endorse people.
We don't endorse that.
We don't endorse people that don't have.
Exactly.
They won't be winning anyway.
We're not going to mention your name. And needless to say, he is a white man who has thought it okay as the Secretary of State in Georgia to basically he's purged voter registries, saying he's done it legally, but he's been sued previously because he wasn't doing it legally. And there have been strange things happening, like elderly black people on a bus coming from their like community center to go vote, and somehow they weren't allowed to vote because their information wasn't there, and their buses being turned around, like stuff that you're just like,
shady.
It's 2018.
Yeah.
This is not happening for real, but it is happening for real. So Oprah has been watching what's going on. She called up Stacey Abrams and was like, "Hey girl, I'm gonna come help you out." And Stacey was like, "Girl, what? I got to pull my car over," and she pulled the car over.
As you should, when the Oprah calls
When
you.
Oprah calls you directly. And so she pulled the car over. She was like, "Okay, girl, you come on down." And she was doing an event in Marietta today, actually. And Oprah gave an introduction for Miss Stacey Abrams. And Oprah really gave it to the audience. She reminded us why it's important to vote, people. She told the story of Mr. Moss, who was trying to vote. And he, back in the day, he walked 8 miles to a polling place in Georgia. And they said, "Nah, bro, you're at the wrong place. You need to go to this place." He walked another 8 miles to the other place. And at the other place, it was like, "Sorry, boo, you're supposed to be over at the elementary school over here." He walked another 8 miles to that place, and they told him, "Sorry, boo, we're closed." And he never got to vote, and he passed away before getting the chance to vote. And Oprah just reminded the audience, like, if that is a part of your ancestry, which most of us of color in this country, it is a part of our legacy or our heritage, that we need to step up. And you should be ashamed of yourself for not voting if you are not voting. So all of that was to say, y'all, vote. And if y'all in Georgia, vote for Stacey Abrams. Don't vote for that other man.
And we know what happens when Oprah endorses anybody. I mean, look at Obama.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
You know,
he
when
made
Oprah
it.
speaks, we all listening. So
Well, they have some conversation, though, about the celebrity effect and whether it'll be positive or negative, because Will Ferrell was also running around Georgia, knocking on doors, telling people to vote for Stacey. And they're not sure what the whole celebrity effect will be. Will it have a counter effect? And people are like, "What are you doing here? Like, you don't know what's going on in our state. Like, this is just whatever. The idea that celebrities shouldn't be getting involved in politics, just like they be telling athletes, like these people don't live in the same country, but whatever." So there is some concern that it might have an opposite effect than what we're hoping for, but
And don't let fear stop you from voting. I know a lot of people, that's been a conversation in the news a lot about people not going to the polls because they're afraid of things happening. We're just going to hopefully keep
don't
us
be
all
scared.
in a positive space.
Don't be
know?
scared.
So,
and if you're in California, you can vote this weekend.
You can.
I
yeah.
voted last weekend already.
Yeah.
So do it. Vote.
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 Get your vote on. All right. We're going to move on to our EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
Well, speaking of voting-ish,
All
and
this voter
ish-ish,
stuff.
yes, all this voter stuff. So Donald Trump is in the news, and he's in the news with
Surprise.
Pharrell this time because apparently Pharrell was a little upset and kind of caught up in his feelings a little bit about Trump using Happy during a recent run of him doing a press tour for campaigns. And so he was actually in Illinois, and Pharrell was really upset with him for using Happy because it was the same day that the tragedy struck in Pittsburgh with the 11 people who were killed over the weekend. And, you know, Pharrell did not feel that this was an appropriate song to be using, especially his, while, you know, this tragedy is going on in the world. So this is what the letter from Pharrell's lawyer read. It said, "Dear Mr. Trump, we write you on behalf of our client, Pharrell Williams, a composer and performer of the hit song Happy. On the day of the mass murder of 11 human beings at the hand of a deranged nationalist, you played his song Happy to a crowd at a political event. There was nothing happy about the tragedy inflicted upon our country on Saturday, and no permission was granted for you to use this song for this purpose. Pharrell has not and will not grant you permission to publicly perform or otherwise broadcast any of his music. Boom.
He said has not and will not.
And there are a select number of other celebrities who've also banned their songs from being used by Trump during his, campaigning. Prince's estate fired back because he was using Purple Rain about a couple weeks ago, or so. The Rolling Stones, Adele, Michael Stipe, Steven Tyler, and Earth, Wind & Fire are among many that are saying, Trump, stop using our during your campaign.
Beep.
And we will not be voting for you.
And we will not be voting for you. Thank you.
So, do you guys have any? There's some empathic people around that are saying that Trump is caught between a rock and a hard place, and he can't win either way, any way that he does it. Like, because specifically in regards like the Pittsburgh shooting and all that, and whether he should go visit, and then he's getting like, oh, I'm trying to like uplift, and that's why I played Happy, and like people are downing me for that. Do you guys have any sympathy for any of that?
I have no sympathy for him. Finish him.
I think he should just play. He should just stick with Kanye West music for his campaign music.
Well, Kanye's off his train.
Yeah.
Well,
Supposedly.
Well.
That's
what
that's a celebrity that should stay away from politics.
Anybody should be banned from one celebrity that should stay away.
Just,
It is definitely Kanye. I kind of feel bad for Kanye now.
You do? I don't.
I'm done
wouldn't
with
go
him.
that far.
Yeah, feeling bad is a little bit much.
Okay, well, you know what's not a little bit much? Black Hollywood Live. We're the best thing ever.
We are the best thing ever. Why is that,
Do you know
Courtney?
why we're the best thing ever?
Why? Tell me.
Well, BHL fans, Black Hollywood Live is the first urban digital broadcast network in existence. I bet you didn't know that, did you?
Really?
Raheem, see, we're teaching you something today.
That's what's up.
Okay. So since its inception, BHL has prided itself on creating outstanding content in all areas from news, music, politics to lifestyle and entertainment, because we got to keep it fun sometimes. We've not only given the voice to the often underserved Black and Latino community, we've also provided new hosts with the dopest platform to exercise their talents, i.e. us. And that's not all. BHL has done the same for many of Hollywood's A-list, including Oprah Winfrey, whom has made multiple BHL appearances and given us several shout-outs. Oprah loves us, guys. Now, the Black Hollywood Live Network needs your help, okay? Talking to you guys out there. How can you do that? Well, you can do that by subscribing to our YouTube channel, by clicking that little red button that's right up under this video that you are looking at right now. Just subscribe to us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it will also help you find new shows that I'm sure you'll love, because we've got lots of other shows on the network that are entertaining and informative and interesting. And if you're worried about those annoying notifications that constantly pop up when you subscribe to a channel, don't be. Those are optional, so you could click it off, or you can keep it on, and then you'll know every time I'm live, like right away. And so I want you to hit that subscribe button right now, and it's easy. It'll help us continue our work here at the network. Let us know that you did it in the comments, and we'll show you some love on air, because we do talk to our peeps.
We do.
Shout out to Trini Boy, because I know you be commenting. I love you.
All the time.
And thank you guys so much for being supportive of BHL and helping us to take our network to the next level.
Well, thank you, Courtney. That was
Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all
said.
right now, Courtney was out for Halloween last night, and the struggle is so real right now to stay alert and okay. And the fact that I got through that, and I love seeing y'all today.
It was
I'm
good.
excited,
You had it.
We got
you had
it.
You
we
delivered.
Gonna do this.
You conquered.
Y'all subscribe. Come on. We showed up. Y'all show up.
That's right. Please do. Please subscribe. Spread the word. Tell your grandmother and your mother and your aunties,
Tell
everybody, your cousins,
and
everybody.
Keep the comments coming and the conversation going in the comments, because it's a lot of fun. Y'all will be coming up with some wild stuff.
Some creative stuff, for real. Well, you know who else was creative was Al Roker. And
Yes,
he was
he
creative
was.
over Halloween, which we just celebrated yesterday.
Yes, we did.
We are in November 1st, which is crazy.
It
Yeah,
is
we
not.
literally are almost at the end of the year.
End of 2018.
I mean, it's just, I say it every year, but time
means
just
we
goes
getting old.
too fast.
We'd be like, oh, it's already the end of the year.
It is. So Al Roker he got a lot of grief because apparently he was dressed up as Doc Brown from, the movie Back to the Future, the Doc with the crazy white hair. So, viewers were coming at him about, yo, you just got on Megyn Kelly about her blackface, comment on her show, but yet you're wearing Doc Brown's outfit for Halloween. Well, Mr. Al Roker clapped back quickly to let everybody know there is a huge difference between what Megyn Kelly said and what his costume represented. Because first of all, if you look, whoever the viewers were who were making these comments, he didn't have a white face or painted white face on. He has his face just with the wig and the costume on. So that's not blackface because he's black. Just so y'all understand that. Just in case you misunderstood what that means. So this is what Roker said in his Instagram response. He said, I'm going to say this one last time, but to folks who get it, understand, and the ones who won't understand, I can be Doc Brown and wear the outfit and wig and not change my skin color. If you're white, you can be President Obama if you want. Just don't color your skin. Yeah. Just so y'all know.
Why we still have to explain?
I don't understand how people were actually trying to get in on him about that because, once again, the whole thing with blackface is putting on a different face.
Well, and the whole thing with
color.
blackface is the historical implications that have caused oppression for years and continue to.
Yeah.
So, like, even if he put on whiteface, say, for whatever crazy reason, he was like, I'm gonna be whiteface. It does not have the same implications that blackface has. It just doesn't, because it doesn't have the same history. Yeah. So I don't understand why we're still talking about this in 2018. Are people really are they just, what is it?
These are the Trump supporters.
Explain it to me.
These are the ones voting for Trump.
Even Megyn Kelly's like whole situation, like, girl, you really didn't know? Do y'all believe that? Because I don't believe it.
Come on, how do you not know? This has been a conversation that takes place I feel like we talk about this every year. Somebody does it. Some college kid goes and takes some stupid picture of them in blackface and it gets, goes on social media and we talk about it.
Even if you never learned it in school anywhere, Megyn Kelly, I'm specifically speaking of, girl, you've been in the news for like 15 years in the news business. You gonna tell me this ain't never came up one time?
Right. You are a
leads
credited.
me to think that she did it on purpose for the conversation to be had.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Truth revealed on Black Hollywood Live.
Yeah.
Raheem Devaughn. The exclusive.
Exactly.
The exclusive.
In conclusion, white people, it ain't the same thing. Stop putting blackface on them.
Right. Know your facts. Just don't do blackface. So we ain't, we can move on from that. And Al Roker, shout out to you for clapping back. All right, we're going to talk about something positive that I'm really liking right now, which is called Decade of a Love King, which is Raheem Devaugh's record.
Yeah, man.
Decade of a Love
we heard
King.
the single.
Album number 6, project
album number 6.
Yes.
And you're number 5 on the R&B charts right now.
Yeah,
currently,
with the single.
Don't Come Early.
Yeah,
Don't Come Easy, excuse
me. Yeah, it's
me.
doing well, yeah. Don't come easy and don't come early.
Listen, I was like, my mind might have been going in different places. Yeah.
I'm glad I did. I thought it, but I wasn't going to say it.
It does have a double entendre for Black Hollywood Live. Don't come easy.
Y'all can't get mad at us. Raheem said it from
That's
he said
true.
It's about his record.
It was in my brain, but
it was in my brain too.
Like, please don't. Please don't.
So tell us all about the record, man. How's this different from the others?
Sonically, I approached this album like I would a mixtape. It's almost safe to say that it is a mixtape, quote unquote, but all original music. I'm the guy who was the first one to make mixtapes. In terms of like singing and soul music is concerned. So sonically, over the years, my fans have always said to me, "Hey man, I love your albums. I love your mixtapes just as much." You know what I mean? So I just wanted to just kind of do something that just felt like, I guess right now, where I feel like R&B and soul music is in real time. But it very much has a 90s nuance.
That's what I feel
to it. Like,
I
definitely,
love that sound.
This is to remind me and also music lovers like what R&B is supposed to feel like.
Yep.
In my opinion,
And I feel you said something interesting. You're bringing back the 90s and R&B. What do you think of the state of music right now? Because a lot of times when I'm listening to the radio, I don't know who's who. Everybody sounds the same.
Yeah.
They're biting a little bit of this, biting a little bit of that. But like, where do you stand? Because you've seen it throughout in a different lens through the years.
I think it's a lot of great music out there. I think we are in what I call a free world of music, in an era that could be or should be coined as a genreless era. Mm-hmm. I think there's a pro and con to that. There's a very systematic racism undertone that happens in the music business in terms of quote unquote black music is concerned.
In what regard?
In terms of I feel like in terms of devaluing it or making it not a value or making it seem like it's not a value.
Right.
When outside of this country, in South Africa, for example, Joburg, they still have CD in stores. Like people still buy physical copies.
Wow.
Like people line up like they did, might, back in the Tower Records days or what have you. And that's not the only place outside of this country where that happens. Definitely after putting out this album and some things that I noticed, even with the distributor that I did business with this go round, I'm going in a whole nother direction. I know I've been tweaking this whole independent art thing for about 7-8 years now. Yeah. So it's safe to say that I've figured out some gems that I think will be useful not only to me but just people, in regards to like black music, you know. And I don't think we should be so especially for the type of music that I make and the diverse audience that I have, that we should just discard the the tangible physical copy of product. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I'm not. I was one of those people that was buying into the hype. They're like, yeah, people don't buy CDs anymore. Like that's.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I would say that's probably true though. Like people, it's a misconception.
So you have so where you have it, the new millennial or that may strictly do the download or strictly do the stream. You have the older fan base that still wants that physical copy. They want that tangible item, man.
I
they still want to read the credit.
I want the book.
You want to
they still want the book.
Yeah, I love my book.
You need the book.
I need my album book. Yeah.
So where do you see the industry sort of going? Because I feel like we have all this stuff right now, like whether it's social media and this and that. Like, where are we going to be in the music industry in like 10 years?
I don't know. I think I know where I want to be. The album is called Decade of a Love King, not only celebrating my first decade, but I'm more focused on the second decade in terms of the amount of quantity, like the amount of music that I'm sitting on. It's over 10 years worth of music that I've been recording over the last 2 to 3 years. Okay. So for me personally, I'm entering the quality/quantity era of R&B and soul music as far as my brand is concerned. If there's anything I say that I would grab from the new millennial, mainly from the hip hop culture, it would be the work ethic.
Yeah,
that's something that you can't take away from any of those artists in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
In particular, you know what I mean. When you talk about some of the biggest names in hip hop, in the culture, whether you're talking about. Just regardless of whatever the genre, right? Like the new millennial, like those kids, man, they're on top of it. Like the work ethic, they're constantly throwing things to the wall and seeing what sticks and what sticks and what doesn't, and
Okay.
But I don't think that devalues, your brand, And so, now that the album is out, it's available everywhere. It's in your phone, right?
Easy access.
For all those that love to digitize, it's easy accessible.
Easy.
It's called Decade of a Love King. All my projects are there. It's been a kind of little skyrocket since the album's been out, since the buzz, and since I've been more out of, I guess, kind of, I don't want to say come out of hiding, but I've always been kind of like the recluse of the music industry, kind of like I would say the Kaiser Sose. People know the name, but don't quite know the face. But definitely know the songs.
Definitely.
And, you know the vibe. Like you come to the show. It's gonna be sold out. There's gonna be lingerie thrown on stage and all of these things, or I'm liable to make that anthem that'll have you, ready to march on Washington.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that.
If you're talking about, when I'm on my socially conscious vibe. But man, it's the cool thing about what we do is, the music doesn't belong to me. It's a gift. It comes through me, and once I put it out to the world, I'm kind of like on to the next thing, performing it as well. But man, I'm already anticipating the next project, because the irony is that, this album came out on October 19th, but, by February, March, April, May, it's time for something it's time for another vibe, you know. So
Yeah.
it's time to continue the story, you know.
Do you feel like pressure, I guess, to, because we do live in like we don't hang on to anything
Not
anymore.
anymore,
Like
yeah.
it's like one song comes out, it's a hit, it's amazing, we love it, and then
Oh
2
no,
days later, like
no,
we're
I
already
don't
on
feel
it. Do
any
you feel the
pressure. I mean,
Like,
that's
do
the
that?
that, you know. Again, I'm in the quality era. So like I'm sitting on, you know, I got a thumb drive in that bag over
you
there with
always
like
got
over 100
something.
songs on it that's unreleased.
You like your own Prince vault.
Print,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You know, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy my craft. I enjoy making music. I enjoy art. I enjoy the exchange of, you know, between fan and artist. You know, from a live performance standpoint. So, yeah, it's gonna get very exciting, man. You know, I'm excited.
You getting me
No,
hyped.
I'm like,
Yeah,
when do
it's
we
a
get
lot
to
of
hear
I'm
music.
like,
live?
yeah, when we get the next one.
When
Yeah, so
live?
yeah. Well, I would say probably between February
Okay.
and May.
And then what's your process? I mean, do you go back and listen to your old stuff once it's done? And, you know, like, do you go back a couple albums before as you're creating the new record and say, like, I remember Faith Evans said one time she goes back and listens to her records before she does a new record just to kind of like for a growth portion for her.
I do. For me, it sounds totally different for a lot of different reasons. Me, you know, for a long time, I deprived myself. I thought I was not worthy of the things that I sung about. You know what I mean? Like I knew that was my gift, you know, but it was kind of like being two people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I'm in a place in my life where, you know, that I've actually had an awakening and know what it is. First of all, to actually become a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like really reconditioning myself and what I thought was like this normacy that I thought I was operating on for my own reasons or for my own selfish reasons or for, you know, excuses or, you know, being a creature of habit or things that I saw growing up that now it's like that don't excite me. You know what I mean? So, you know, I feel like, you know, that women are given to us as gifts as, you know, as men. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we take those, like, I guess I was having this conversation last night with a friend where I was saying that I feel like a lot of times a creator is given, like for men, we get like, you know, the saying 9 lives, we get like 48 lives,
Yeah, I was
man.
gonna
To
say,
like,
we
where it's
get a
like,
lot of lives.
here's a great woman, you know what I mean? And you know, sometimes you can be thinking you're doing everything right and being the you know, the biggest disservice to the one gift that's given to you, whether that's in the form of man or woman, right? And so for me, it was really just the growth. I had to experience growth, and I think that it has helped me in terms of the process of creating. The music sounds different.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I'm now worthy of. I can be that guy that I sing about.
That you sing about.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I feel that.
And that's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling and a great peace. You know, but it starts, you know, spiritually in terms of being grounded. You know.
What's your favorite song on the album?
I don't have one, man. I'm a body of work guy.
I like that.
Like you know, when people look back on my legacy, or you know, you look back on, you know, this is just album number 6, and believe it or not, I still feel like I'm a fetus in this. You know, when you talk about artists like Roy Ayers or Quincy Jones, who have so many projects, you know. Roy's still in his 80s, still performing. You know, Quincy's still doing this thing. You know, I use him as a kind of like, you know, motivation. You know, aspire to inspire. So it's, you know, I still feel like I don't feel like an artist is truly defined until when you get into like that 5th, 6th,
Right,
7th,
yeah.
8th. You know what I mean?
It's like the groove.
Yeah, you really start to see what, you know, what they're made of. You know, so for me, it was like, again, just like let me get me in order,
Yeah.
so that I can enjoy this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can really enjoy it and not experience the highest high and still feel like I'm at my lowest moment.
Who is somebody you like to work with, either like a new artist or someone just in general?
Oh man, I'd like to work with her. I think she's extremely dope.
Super talented.
Yeah. I'm still Team Lauryn
And
Hill.
I can see y'all together too.
That's
vibe.
that's a vibe right
Yeah.
there, you know. Lauryn Hill, Sade,
All the favorites.
Yeah, I was on the Roots last album that they put out. I would love to do an album with the Roots. You know, I feel like they're like the Rolling Stones of hip hop.
Absolutely.
Man, I think a dope dream group would be like me, Eric Roberson, and Dwele.
Ooh, yeah. I can see that. We gonna manifest. We get a little manifestation on that.
Now, word on the street is that you guys hear this from me, but that might be something that's brewing.
Breaking news.
All right,
But
breaking
you didn't
news.
hear that from me.
It's not the exclusive, but it might be a little tea. We got a little tea on that.
Tea that we're going to be looking for.
Where can fans find you and all your music and all your downloads on social media?
All 6 projects are everywhere digital, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, you name it. Follow me on social media at Raheem_Devaughn. That's RAHEM_DEVAUGHN. Also check out my foundation work, the Love Life Foundation, lovelifefoundationdmv.org. Check us out.
Check
man.
that out.
Yeah.
And
Courtney.
can we find you live somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So
a
we
lot
can throw our
of
panties
touring.
and
A lot of
whatnot.
touring
Whoa,
happening.
Courtney, all right.
Why don't you just make me your favorite to follow on Ticketmaster.com? Just put a constant search on my name. That way, wherever I'm performing in the world,
There you go.
There you go.
pull up, skirt.
Just know what.
Roll up.
Roll on out.
Yeah.
Courtney, where can fans find you?
You guys can find me all over the social medias at Stewart Starlet.
And I was about to say something else. I had to catch myself. Where can fans find you and your? I can't say.
I know what you're trying to do.
Say,
Get on out of here.
All
Derrial.
right, you can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and on CBS2. This is LA on the weekends, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Derrial Christon, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.